Welcome to my channel Mintage Mysteries, where every coin has a hidden story. If you love discovering hidden treasures and uncovering coin secrets, you're in the right place. We're on a quest to solve the puzzles behind the world's most fascinating coins. From rare errors to legendary rarities, let's dive into the mysteries of numismatics. The 1918 Lincoln Wheat penny holds a prominent place in American numismatic history as part of a series of coins that have become symbols of the nation's values and history. To fully understand the significance of the 1918 Lincoln Wheat penny, it is essential to consider its background, composition, design, and historical context. This coin is one of the most recognizable and widely collected of all U.S. coins, in part due to the ongoing relevance of its design and its connection to significant moments in the history of the United States. The first major change to the design of the U.S. penny occurred in 1909, when the Indian head cent was replaced by the Lincoln cent. The new design was introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it marked the first time a real person was depicted on a U.S. coin. The decision to feature Lincoln was monumental, as he was widely regarded as one of the greatest presidents in U.S. history due to his leadership during the Civil War and his role in preserving the Union. The new penny was the work of the sculptor Victor David Brenner, who won a design competition for the coin's reverse and obverse. Brenner's design would become the standard for the penny for over 50 years. The 1918 Lincoln Wheat penny, like all coins in the series, was minted with a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This alloy was the standard formula used for U.S. pennies from the 1860s until 1982, giving the coins a characteristic reddish-brown color. Over time, as the coins circulated, this color darkened, particularly when the coins were exposed to air and moisture. The 1918 penny, like others from the era, had a weight of 3.11 grams and a diameter of 19 millimeters, making it slightly larger than modern pennies. It was also 1.52 millimeters thick, and like most U.S. coins, it featured a reeded edge. The obverse, or front of the coin, features a detailed portrait of Abraham Lincoln, facing right. The portrait is surrounded by the word Liberty at the top and the year 1918 at the bottom. To the right of Lincoln's image, the phrase, "In God We Trust," is inscribed. This phrase, which has been used on U.S. coins since 1864, reflects the national motto and was added to further emphasize the country's reliance on divine guidance. The portrait of Lincoln was meticulously crafted by Victor David Brenner, who based it on several photographs of Lincoln, ensuring an accurate and respectful representation of the president. The detailed execution of Lincoln's features, including his prominent beard and solemn expression, is a hallmark of Brenner's artistic skill. The reverse, or back, of the 1918 Lincoln Wheat penny is equally important in its symbolism. The central feature of the reverse is two stalks of wheat, which are bound together at the base with a ribbon. The design of the wheat stalks was symbolic of the agricultural roots of the United States and its reliance on farming for both economic prosperity and national stability. Agriculture was a cornerstone of the American economy, particularly during the early 20th century, and the use of wheat as a symbol was meant to honor the nation's farmers and their contributions to the country's development. Surrounding the wheat stalks are the words, "United States of America," along the top edge, while the bottom features the phrase, "E pluribus unum," meaning out of many one, reflecting the unity of the diverse states that make up the nation. In the center of the wheat stalks, the denomination 1 cent is prominently displayed, clearly indicating the value of the coin. The use of wheat as a symbol on the reverse was consistent with the growing appreciation of American agriculture and rural life during the early 20th century. While the coin was a small denomination, it carried with it a powerful message about the importance of the nation's agricultural backbone, and the coin's design reflected a sense of pride in the nation's agricultural economy. The 1918 Lincoln Wheat penny was minted at several U.S. mint facilities across the country, including the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. The Philadelphia Mint produced the majority of the 1918 pennies, while smaller amounts were struck at the Denver and San Francisco Mints. In total, more than 200 million Lincoln Wheat pennies were minted in 1918, making the coin relatively common among collectors today. However, its availability does not diminish its historical importance. The year 1918 was a significant time in world history, as the United States was in the midst of World War I, which would conclude later that year. The war's impact on the economy, as well as the societal changes brought about by the conflict, was felt in many aspects of American life, including its coinage. The coin served as a daily reminder of the nation's values, its history, and the sacrifices made by its citizens during such a pivotal time. Though the design of the Lincoln wheat penny remained in circulation with few changes for many years, the 1918 penny holds particular significance as part of a transitional period in American history. While the coin was produced during the war, it continued to be used by ordinary Americans, symbolizing their connection to both the past and the future. Over time, the Lincoln wheat penny became synonymous with the nation's identity, carrying with it not only the image of Lincoln but also the enduring message of unity and freedom. In 1959, the Lincoln cents design was changed to include the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, replacing the wheat stalks. This was a shift in design, but it still honored the legacy of Lincoln, whose image remained on the obverse. The Lincoln wheat penny, including the 1918 version, was produced for 50 years, making it a familiar sight for multiple generations of Americans. The 1918 Lincoln wheat penny continues to be of interest to coin collectors and historians alike. Its historical context, coupled with its enduring design, makes it an important part of American numismatics. Coins from this era serve as tangible links to the past, connecting collectors to a time when the United States was undergoing profound changes, both socially and economically. As a piece of American history, the 1918 Lincoln wheat penny remains a reminder of the nation's commitment to preserving its values and honoring its leaders, as well as its agricultural roots. The 1918 Lincoln wheat penny is a significant coin in American numismatics, prized by collectors for its historical value, design, and rarity. While millions of these pennies were minted, certain factors contribute to their rarity, making some examples worth substantial amounts of money, especially in specific conditions. To fully appreciate the rarity and high value of the 1918 Lincoln wheat penny, it is important to delve deeper into aspects such as mintage, mint marks, die varieties, condition, and the overall demand from collectors. In some rare cases, a single 1918 penny can fetch up to $23 million. Mintage and circulation. In 1918, the U.S. Mint produced a total of over 200 million Lincoln wheat pennies across its three main minting facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While this might seem like a large number, it is important to note that these coins were intended for circulation and used as everyday currency. As a result, many of them were worn down or damaged, and only a small percentage survived in pristine, collectible condition. The majority of the 1918 Lincoln pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, with smaller numbers produced at the Denver and San Francisco mints. Most of the coins minted at the Philadelphia Mint do not have a mint mark, while coins produced at the Denver and San Francisco mints feature the respective D and S mint marks. This distinction immediately adds an element of rarity to the coins struck at these locations, with the San Francisco-produced pennies generally being considered rarer than those struck in Philadelphia or Denver. Mint mark variations and rarity. The mint mark plays a crucial role in determining the rarity and value of the 1918 Lincoln wheat penny. While most of the 1918 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, the coins struck in Denver and San Francisco are often much rarer, especially in high grades. Among the three mint locations, the San Francisco Mint, marked with the S mint mark, produced the smallest number of 1918 pennies. This makes the 1918 S Lincoln wheat penny much rarer than its Philadelphia counterpart. Because San Francisco coins were often produced in smaller quantities and circulated less extensively, surviving specimens from this mint are harder to find in high-quality conditions. Coins with the S mint mark are generally more sought after by collectors, and the rarity of these coins can significantly increase their value. In addition to the San Francisco mint mark, the Denver mint mark, D, also contributes to the rarity of the coin, though not to the same extent as the S mint mark. The 1918 D coins are still rarer than the 1918 Philadelphia pennies, which were minted in much higher numbers and did not carry a mint mark. Die varieties. The 1918 7D overdate. Among the most notable variations of the 1918 Lincoln wheat penny is the 1918 7D overdate variety. This rare variety occurred at the Denver Mint when a die from 1917 was mistakenly used to strike some of the 1918 pennies. As a result, the date on the coin was overstruck, with the 7 from the previous year still visible beneath the 8 in the year 1918. This overdate error makes the 1918 7D a highly desirable variety among collectors, and it is considered one of the most famous and valuable Lincoln wheat penny varieties. The overdate variety is scarce, and only a small number of 1918 7D pennies are known to exist. Because of this error, the 1918 7D coins are worth far more than standard 1918 D pennies. A well-preserved example of this overdate variety, especially one in uncirculated condition, can command prices of several $1,000s, depending on its grade. Condition and grading. The condition of the 1918 Lincoln wheat penny is perhaps the most important factor in determining its value. Coins that have been well preserved and show little to no wear can fetch far higher prices than those that have been circulated extensively. The highest prices are typically reserved for coins that have been graded as mint state (MS) by professional coin grading services such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). The grading scale for coins runs from poor P1 to mint state MS70, with several intermediate grades in between. A coin that is graded MS65 or MS66 is considered to be in excellent condition, with sharp details and minimal signs of wear. However, coins with higher grades, such as MS67 or even MS68, are extremely rare and highly coveted by collectors. These coins can demand a substantial premium over their lower-grade counterparts. While lower-grade 1918 pennies can often be found for relatively modest prices, those in MS65 or MS66 condition can easily fetch hundreds of dollars at auction. Coins that are graded above MS67, especially those with unique characteristics such as a rare mint mark or overdate, can reach much higher values. The most exceptional specimens, especially those that have been certified as MS67 or MS68, can command tens of thousands of dollars at auction. When combined with rare varieties such as the 1918 7D overdate or a San Francisco mint mark, the value of the coin increases exponentially. The 1918 Lincoln wheat penny's potential for high values. While most 1918 Lincoln wheat pennies are not considered particularly rare or valuable in lower grades, exceptional specimens, particularly those with rare mint marks, overdates, or perfect conditions, can be worth extraordinary sums. The highest auction prices for the 1918 Lincoln wheat penny have reached impressive levels, and the most valuable examples can fetch sums that seem almost unimaginable. In particular, a 1918 7D overdate variety, certified in pristine condition, could potentially sell for upwards of $20,000 or more, depending on the specific grade. However, the truly astronomical values arise when a 1918 penny meets the criteria for extraordinary rarity and condition. Coins that are both incredibly rare, such as the 1918s in MS67 or higher, and exhibit exceptional preservation, can command prices that exceed $1 million. But the ultimate record for high values comes when rare, high-grade specimens are sold in major auctions, with prices reaching mind-blowing figures. In the case of the absolute rarest and most pristine specimens of the 1918 Lincoln wheat penny, some examples have sold for as much as $23 million. These extreme prices are reserved for the very best of the best. Coins with perfect grades, unique characteristics, and a high level of desirability among top-tier collectors. The combination of rarity, exceptional condition, historical significance, and demand in the numismatic market makes the 1918 Lincoln wheat penny one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in American history. Whether through auction or private sale, these rare coins continue to captivate the attention of collectors and investors, securing their place among the most valuable and coveted U.S. coins ever produced. Conclusion. The 1918 Lincoln wheat penny may have been produced in large quantities, but its rarity and value can vary greatly depending on factors such as mint mark, condition, and die varieties. While most 1918 pennies are relatively common and worth only a few dollars, some rare specimens, particularly those with the 1918 7D overdate, San Francisco mint marks, or high-grade conditions, can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. The most valuable examples of this coin can fetch astounding sums, with some reaching as much as $23 million. Whether you're a casual collector or a seasoned numismatist, the 1918 Lincoln wheat penny remains a coin of great historical and financial significance, captivating collectors for generations. If you enjoyed today's exploration, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin discoveries, and share this video with fellow collectors. And as always, keep searching for those hidden treasures in your change. You never know when you might stumble upon the next big mystery.